And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, August 27th edition of the Makers and Movers podcast. How are you doing today, folks? Woo! Hump day. This is the middle of the week. And today, we're all about stopping the chaos. That's what we are going to talk about to do. Because we're going to talk about, 5 systems that I feel like every apparel decorator needs. If you're at home, apparel business feels like sticky notes, scattered DMs, constant catch up. This episode's for you. Because chaos doesn't come from lack of talent comes from lack of systems. And so we're gonna, show you 5 practical systems that should save your sanity, help you look more professional, and make running your business so much smoother. How we can centralize your order intake so nothing slips through the cracks, file management systems to help reorders a breeze, simple project tracking to keep deadlines under control, customer communication boundaries that build trust, and the money tracking system that shows what's really profitable. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll have the tools to run your business like a pro without spending a fortune on software. All right. It's your first time here or long time here. I need some stuff out of you: who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area, and then your 5 things. What are 5 things? 5 things that you are going to accomplish today. We got a day. DTF stuff's already going. Stickers need to be going. Yard signs need to get done. And then I've got meetings and shipping the rest of the afternoon. That's what we got rocking and rolling today. So let me know what you have going for us. Last night, a great Tuesday with Todd. We did, kind of a State of the Union for TRW. So we were able to see, you guys were able to see and understand what's going on with it. Go back and watch last night's show. We also dropped some new um, bundles. Yeah, some new artwork. We created this there. Nice, simple, easy to do. So we showed how we can do that for it. And tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 in the East, 6 in the mountains, 5 in the West Coast. Yeah, that sounds about right. We have, what do we have? We have live webinar tonight, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. What I will do Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, it is Wednesday. This week's just going through at 7 p.m. Central. I will put that in here. And you got a sneak peek of it last night. So we will show that how to kind of take trending designs and recreate them for ourselves. So be inspired by them, not steal their logos or create, that type of stuff. But here's how we can use that for inspiration. That's the words that I was looking for. But words are hard this morning. They're a little harder every morning, it seems like, for me. What else did we have? I'll get you the link for the live mini pack, because with that one, what was in there? Oh, you also got the font too. You got the stadium font in that one, so that's legit. That's probably one of my top TRW fonts that we offer is that stadium font. So you have that in there, and then cameos. We still got some left of those. So hey, come buy those, right? We had people last night in the live, and somebody bought, like, I think there was 4 of them. Somebody else bought 6 of them. Keep those coming. We really appreciate those cameo sales, and so there's the link for those. And as we go through everything else, you can find all the new designs over at TRW through this following the link that we're going to post. And like I said, I'm going to posty post to get all of our stuff out there. So that way, that we have it. And then, yeah, there's a lot of great deals over on the website. So go check all of that stuff out, and we will continue on from there. Now, let's check in and see how people are doing this morning. Kevin, good morning to you, my friend. Annette, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Out on the West Coast, water in the cup, overcast 64 this AM. I've got a Black Rifle Energy Zero Sugar Ranger Berry. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Nicole, good morning to you. Morning, Kelly. This is from Renee. 60 on the way to 80 in Chicagoland. Water in the bottle and coffee in a cup. Sorting out my top 5. I'm trying to, we got it, but I know it's going to change. And Barb, good morning, North Central Minnesota, 61, partly cloudy. Water on the cup, 5 things. Sew patches on Legion shirts, 3D print, set up AI recorder, create blog posts, work on the business. That's right. On Wednesday in our mentorship group, we have Work on the Business Wednesday, where we open up a Zoom room and to keep that open. We'll probably keep our mentorship call 9:30 when that one starts. We'll just keep that one rolling open all day. Because like I said, I got to dip out. I've got a meeting at 11. So I'll dip out so I can get in there to that, but we'll keep everything going and all that stuff. Kim, good morning to you. Finally made it live. Thanks for joining us. Tim, good morning to you. Phyllis, good morning. Jerry, good morning. I don't know. Not spinning here. Okay. Barb's Jerry said I'm not spinning there, so it just must be you. And Cheryl, day off yesterday for my birthday. Woohoo! Welcome back to work. Hopefully you had a great spinning out of control. Was a spinning out of control. Pretty much. I will go with that. Jeff, good morning. He's giving his mornings to Barbara Renee. John Boy, 56 there in Northern Kentucky. Diet Coke in the cup. 5 things. Set up vinyl files. Print vinyl. Make some adjustments to the UV printer. Test UV. And keep on 3D printing. Keep on keeping on. Right? That's what we're going to do. Keep on keeping on. Me paperwork for me to start filing and going through with it. So that's how it goes. Raymond, good morning to you. Thanks for showing that picture last night in the crafting group. That turned out awesome. And then you did a video. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of stuff that we want to see because, hey, we want to see your stuff made with our stuff. And then we're going to start some giveaways, some good ways, some giveaways. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Jenny, good morning to you. Ton of heat pressing to do. Love it, love it, love it. Jersey, more jerseys. That press I talked into buying last year probably really helped out, didn't it? Didn't it? Well, Jeff, then you should get another one because you can't have that one be lonely. If you're going to have one be lonely, you might as well have two be lonely. And you could buy 6, and then we could give them away as Christmas presents. Just saying. Beth, good morning to you. And yeah, Sharon, I can't make the webinar tonight. Can I purchase it for replay? Absolutely. If you can't make it, you'll get the links, you get the files, you get everything there with it, so you can watch it at your leisure with it. You got one from China. That's where it came from. So it's been a fun experience watching Jeff's experience and all the stuff that I did with our first DTF printer. I love it. It makes me giddy inside. Oh, Jeff's rocking it. He's getting it through there. I love his TikToks and stuff that he's putting out there. Corey's just throwing stuff around over here, making tons of noise on stuff. He's learning it. I love when he's like, "Oh, look, it's doing this." So I love it. Keep it going. Good morning to you, Linda from Maine. It's beautiful, crisp morning. I think we're like in the 50s here. Jerry's got Diet Coke, and I were best friends for years. Now it tastes odd. I have a fun thing. So in 21, I think I got COVID. 2021, somewhere around there. I was a Coke drinker. I was a Coke head, not that kind, sippy kind. And by that, it was not unusual. Like those 16-ounce bottles, they come in a 6-pack. I could kill a pack of those a day. No question to ask for it. Get COVID, and I can't taste anything. So it wasn't until I got, I think, a Coke from somewhere because food delivered, and I could taste it. So I'm like, well, why am I drinking this? I'm just going to drink water. So that's what I did. I quit drinking it, and then I didn't drink it again until we went to Atlanta I was a judge at the skills competition down there for sublimation. And of course, when you're in Atlanta as a tourist, what do you have to do? You have to go visit the Coke Museum. And so I actually had a Coke, and it was like, it's not what I remember. And since that time, but they did have a cucumber Sprite that's amazing. That's only available in like the Ukraine or it's somewhere in Europe. Oh, it was so refreshing and great and amazing. If any of my, European buddies can send over that would be awesome. I've tried ones in the States. Nothing even comes close to it. It was amazing. So, um, I think I've tried it one more time since then, and it just doesn't taste right. Dr. Pepper still tastes fine, so I'll do that for it. But yeah, that was my little Coke story. That's what we got for you. You're chatting with China last night. Well, so was I. Like 2 a.m. That's what we got. Um, and so I see people online set special covers to do a final press on DTF. This just a Teflon sheet, okay? We have a textured Teflon sheet that we use. In fact, probably in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we'll have all of that on the website with all the things that we use. I know people that use that, people that use butcher paper, people that use screen, people that use lace, people that use canvas, people that use another shirt. There's a bunch of different things that you can do for it. So, yeah, you can use that for it. I'd like to get an automatic heat press next, so maybe we got to get you a room, right? You can use a Teflon. Yeah, you can use a Teflon because ours is a textured one. Maybe COVID did it. Now in my unsweetened iced tea phase, I'm in my water. I'll have an energy drink in the morning, maybe one later on in the day, but mostly water all the way through. That's because of the bricks, the way that it's mixed, the way everything's there. It's because of the way their lines are chilled. It's because of the straw that they use, because of the way that their ice is formed. There is a whole science behind Coca-Cola or McDonald's Coke, and it is the best with it. Uh, you got to go over the talk of tick, Renee. You got to get with the times, get with the kids. You got to go over to the TikTok and YouTube. That's where he's at with it. So it's fun. It's fun watching that. All right, what do you say? Let's get into it because this is top. We're going to stop the chaos. Right, 5 systems that every apparel decorator needs because running an at-home apparel decorating business is exciting, but let's be real, it can feel like pure chaos at times. Orders coming in through text and DMs and emails and probably even a carrier pigeon or two. You know, Files scattered across your desk, sticky notes covering everything around you, and you have that constant feeling of being one step behind. The truth is that most decorators don't struggle because they lack the talent. They just struggle because they don't have systems in place. And without systems, what happens is you end up spending more time chasing your tail than growing your business. But the good news is you don't need, fancy software or a corporate sized budget to get organized. What you do need, are a few simple practical systems that keep you in control, reduce your stress, and help you look professional to your customers. And so today I'm going to go over, 5 systems that I feel that every apparel decorator needs. And these will help you stop the chaos, save your sanity. And the goal is to make you start enjoying running your business again. All right. So, numero uno is a centralized order intake system. You know, one of the biggest sources of stress for decorators is scattered communication. You've got one customer messaging on Facebook, another one sending screenshots on Instagram, and someone else texting you at midnight with their order details. Not only is this overwhelming, but it is also a recipe for mistakes. Missing a name spelling, forgetting a deadline, you know, it, these things happen. And it isn't because you're careless, it's because you don't have one place where all of your information lives. So a centralized order intake system solves this, and this is by funneling every order through this process. Now, this can be as simple as a Google form that just asks customers all the details: sizes, styles, logos, colors, due dates. That's all you have to do. You can create a form, and when somebody sends you something that says, "Hey, I need a quote," boom, you send this to them. Any communication, boom, it goes there. So it is all right there for it. You can also do this with, something more advanced. You can use a CRM, which is a customer relationship management tool, or management software. The key is consistency. By requiring your customers to follow your process, you're going to save yourself hours of back and forth. You're going to reduce the errors, and you're going to set the tone that your business is professional and organized. So an example of this is, a decorator set up a Google form for all customer orders. So instead of chasing details down through 10 messages across 3 platforms, they're able to get everything in one place and can quickly review and approve projects. And somebody who uses a Trello board, and where each order gets its own card with all the communications, files attached to it, and nothing slips through the cracks on it. So on the simplest way, here's what we need to do is if you do not have a way that you're tracking stuff and intaking things, we need to just create that simple order form, on Google. Do that done this week. Make that a priority today. And then when a customer says, "Hey, I need this," share the link with them. Be like, "Here it is." And that's the thing, is we need to start training them. Train them to use your official intake system on it. All right. Now, next up, numero dos. Right. Numero dos is going to be a file management system for artwork. This one can get a little touchy, a little toffee, a little blah blah blah, because we all do things our own way. But we've all been there, digging through downloads or old emails or desktop folders trying to find the right logo, right? Anybody done that recently? I did, right? Without a system for artwork, you really waste time, you duplicate effort, and you risk using the wrong version of a design. So a file management system will keep you organized and make you look professional when customers inevitably come back for a reorder. Now, the system does not have to be complicated. All we have to do is create a folder structure on your computer or in the cloud, whether that's Google Drive, Dropbox, what's the Microsoft one, that OneDrive. It's super easy to do. If you just organize it by customer name and then by project, and then you include a final artwork subfolder, so you always know which version is approved. So let me repeat that. We're going to customer name, then the project, and then final artwork, all in that same one, because you can go back and forth, but you have that in here. For repeat customers like schools and business, this really becomes your digital file cabinet. Next time you order, you can pull their mascot, their sponsor logos, even last year's design instantly. Bloop, bloop. And this not only saves you time, but it also makes your business looks like it has its shit together, act together. Sorry, talking to myself. All right. So, somebody who decorates spiritware, they keep every school's artwork in a separate drive folder labeled with the school year. So school year, everything below that. And when the PTO comes back for another order, they've already got the stuff ready to go. Done. Another one who does, custom tumblers saves each customer's monogram and font choices in their customer folder. So that way when somebody wants to reorder for a gift, they can replicate it perfect without searching and trying to find the things out. So action step for this is we need to set up if you have not done this, we need to set up a master folder system today. Pick a cloud storage of your choice or a dedicated hard drive and create the folders for your current customers, and then add the subfolders like artwork, mockups, and final files. Okay. Number three. All right. Number three, project. We need a tracking system. So a project tracking system. I was looking over here. Corey's cut transfers apart so we can get those done. And there's a lot going on in my brain. So another area where chaos will creep in at is keeping track of what's in progress. That's my issue. I need to keep the track of the comments. I need to track keeping the notes. I need to keep hearing things over here. Yeah. If you're juggling multiple orders, shirts, hoodies, tumblers, banners, it is easy to forget when when what's due when. All right. A project tracking system will keep you in control, showing you at a glance what's in a design category, what's waiting for blanks, what's waiting on the press, what's waiting on something. Without anything in place, what happens is you seem to always be working in that constant catch up mode. All right. Not catch up that you eat, catch up that you try to catch up. And this project can be as simple as a whiteboard with columns for each stage: ordered, in progress, ready for pickup, completed. That's the short end of it: ordered, in progress, ready for pickup, completed. You can do this with Google Sheets. You can even go with other digital tools like Trello or Asana. And you see, even a simple Google Sheet will do it. Use any of these, but the point is to create a workflow that matches how you work. Like, every order should move through the same steps so that you can quickly see what needs your attention. Customers feel more confident in you when you can give them clear updates instead of, let me check on that and get back to you. I might do that sometimes because on some of the things I just don't know. So, somebody who has a gigantic magnet whiteboard in their workspace, and then every order's on a magnet card and it gets just moved along there. They never have to guess what's next. Moves from here to here to here. Another one that uses Trello. They have lists. Awaiting artwork in production, ready to deliver, and you just check it daily, so that way they never miss a deadline with it. So for this, we need to pick a system, you know, a whiteboard, a spreadsheet, a software, and then set it up with your current orders. And then start moving projects through the system so you can see your workflow clearly. Simple, easy. It's not going to be the same for everybody. Everybody is going to have different ways to do it. So keep it all there. Now, before we get into the last ones, let's go see what we can, if we have any questions, comments, concerns that are in here. Need to know is YouTube. Oh yeah, Doug. It was right there. He posted it for you. What does using a special DTF sheet do to the transfer? Texture. That's pretty much a texture. Some gives textures to it. It helps adhere to it. Some embeds it more into the fabric. Some adds a textural element to the top of it. Let's see what else here. We can buy. Oh yeah, as per Todd's suggestion, Jerry's listening. AI is helping me make an intake form presently. Yes, love it, love it, love it. Way to go, Linda. Hey, I just delivered 581 shirts to my middle school, driving home while listening and reading for my mentor group. Love it, Linda. Way to go for you. Let's see, I organize mine by the year and then the name. So I do name and I guess year name, but then it goes by the customer. So that way it's customer first and then goes down that way with it. You are the best, Renee. Barb says, I save the customer's info files, all artwork in each of their customer folders. Then I have subfolders with each project. Love it, love it, love it. Renee says, when you download art or font files and unzip them, how do you keep track of what's been unzipped and where you put it? I have a semi system, but curious how others do it. So when I download something, that it depends on what it is. If it's for a customer folder. If it's something that we use, like for our on demand, it goes into our on demand file management system, which all that is on demand files. Here it is, and then those ones are divided up by themes. So we have Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, Fourth of July, St. Patrick's Day. I keep thinking of one, Valentine's Day, Halloween, fall, all those, and that's how we have them up there. Jeff, no, you're not. You're not a nerd. You are. I don't care. I'm a nerd too. I dig it. I'm a nerd. I use Google Sheets, have drop down lists for products, color coded systems for done but not shipped. Love it, love it, love it. Renee says, I do the same as Bart. Plus, I have the files broken up into groups A to B, C to D. Love it, love it, love it. Renee loves spreadsheets. Well, if we were later in the show, I would say some things, but since we're early in the day, we can't even. But Renee loves spreadsheets. Linda said she got another small job while at the school. 30 shirts. Love it, love it, love it. And Barb says, Renee, I have a folder called Files to be Unzipped from there. Once unzipped, they are moved to the appropriate folders. Love that, Linda. Love, 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 love that. Just, sitting there. And this is what this is all about. The mornings are about setting us up for success. The Makers Movement podcast is how can we help other makers? And so this is where we bring up topics and everybody's going to share those ideas. So we want you to take away every time we have a show with at least one thing that you're able to use in your business, whether it's something that I suggest or something that somebody suggests in the comments. These are the type of things that I love to see and do. So keep those comments coming. Make sure to go up and like and subscribe. Hit the share button. If Team Replay, comment Team Replay down at the bottom. So number 4 is we need a communication system with the customers. Because one thing that really separates the pros from the hobbyists is how they communicate with their customers. If you're feeling those random texts at all hours, you are not running a business. The business is running you. Okay? Let me say that again. If you, yes, you, right there, if you are fielding random texts at all hours of the day and night, I got something in my eye, you're not running a business. Your business is running you. Okay? A communication system sets the boundaries while still keeping your customers informed. It ensures people know how to reach you, when to expect responses, and how to get updates on their orders. Now, this doesn't mean that you ignore your customers. It just means that you set professional expectations. You can establish office hours for when you'll respond to messages, use email templates for common questions, and even set up automated responses in Facebook and Instagram. The key is consistency. All right. Customers Love, 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 and appreciate clear communication more than instant replies. Especially when they know you're reliable. By creating a system, you stop the late night messaging spiral and you gain control of your time. Now, I know on a few of the autoresponders where, they set up an auto reply on Facebook that says, "Hey, thanks for the message. I'll reply within 24 hours, Monday through Friday." In the meantime, you can fill out our order form here. Oh, look. So we've got a message that's right there telling that we're going to respond within 24 hours, Monday through Friday. And we have our intake form that's right here. Oh, so they can just go right there. What does this do? Trains the customer to use their system without lifting a finger at all. Others use those canned email responses for order confirmation and pickup reminders. Customers feel well taken care of, and we don't have to type out that same message 20 times for things. So, for this one, let's decide how you want to handle, customer communications, emails, messages, forms, however it is. Write down your office hours and set up one template on auto reply this week for it. Now, number five, pretty big one here, is a financial tracking system. Okay. Because it is easy to get caught up in making and forget that you're actually running a business. What? Yeah, you're running a business. Without a financial system, you won't know if you're actually making money. A good system will keep track of your income, your expenses, and your profits. Did you hear that last one? Profits. That is a P to the R to the O to the F to the I to the T to the S. Profits. Profits is not a dirty word. Every business is in here to make money and to make profit. You're no exception. Profit. Okay. And this is so that you can make those smart decisions instead of just guesses. And I may have been, victim of the shoebox full of receipts, but those don't count, right? You can start simple, with a spreadsheet, or you can get into softwares like QuickBooks or Wave. Track every order that comes in, including what the customer paid, what your costs were. This is blanks, this is transfers, this is packaging, this is labor, everything that's in it, and your profit margin. Okay. Over time, you'll see which products are actually worth your effort and which ones are draining your time. This system isn't about, staying out of tax trouble. It's about knowing where your money is coming from so you can grow intentionally. Now, an example of this is a decorator realized that by tracking their numbers, that their rhinestone shirts were profitable, but incredibly time consuming for them. So what did they do? They just shifted on how they did stuff and didn't offer a design that had six different templates that were needed for it. Yeah. You know, now she's over here yelling. And that became so you could offer higher volume and more margin at it. Like she's trying to scare the hell out of me. I don't like this is my time. This is my time. Like they leave me. I need like a half hour, 45 minutes, right? Of course, like I got stuff to do. Can't wait till she gets her own office. Um, another discovered that their mug sales barely broke even after factoring the blanks and the shipping, right? So they cut mugs, doubled down on spirit wear, and it boosted their sales. So for this, all we need to do is just create a simple spreadsheet, with columns for order names, incomes, expenses, and profit. Track every job going forward, and even if you're not ready for that accounting software yet, you're going to be light years ahead of those that aren't. Okay, so to wrap all this up, systems don't sound glamorous, but they're what separates that stressed out maker from the confident business owner. And by putting structures in place, you save time, you reduce mistakes, and you look more professional to your customers. The best part is that most of these systems are free or low cost. It is about consistency, not complexity. Okay. So, five things that we need to do: a centralized order intake system, a file management system for artwork, a project tracking system, a customer communication system, and a financial tracking system. Put even just one of these in place this week, and I promise that you will feel the difference. Put all five in place, and you're gonna go from chaoticness, yeah, to managing a thriving business. That's what we got for you today. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, almost, because we're not doing next Monday, because next Monday is a holiday. 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Friday's show is we're going to talk about growing on social media for that at-home apparel decorator. So, if posting, if posting on social, posting online, posting social feels like kind of, just throwing that shirt in the black hole, you're not alone. You know, most apparel decorators, aren't short on skill. They're just short on plans that, to get the right eyeballs on the right posts at the right time. So we're going to talk about that on Friday's show. So make sure like and subscribe, share, do all of that. Now, questions, comments, concerns as we wrap through this and see what we got here. I'm seeing spreadsheets. Yeah, spreadsheets. Yeah. Kevin says, my life is a spreadsheet. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Thanks, Barb. That's the same I do, but I feel like things are slipping through. Just stop and go back and look. You know what to do. That's how you usually do it. You do that reset, go back, see where everything lines up with. You got that. Barb says, I like Jeff's Google Sheet idea. I don't use Google Workplaces like I should. I think a lot of us don't use the tools that we have access to like we should. You're not alone, Barb. Renee, I put everyone in categories and subcategories: clip art, airplanes, fighter jets. Once I unzip the file, I put it in the zip file I put the zip file into the unzip folder, then all together. There we go. Um, Debbie, how do I apply the reward points? I've never seen to do it successfully. You should just be able to select them and add them to it. Email info at therhinestoneworld.com. Girls be happy to walk you through that because I think they have a video on it as well. And Linda said, I just started using Notion database. Life changing. Love it. Love it. Love it. Tell us more. Tell us more. Jeff says, I have info on one sheet, pricing on another, bulk order info on the third. That way I can have all my info on one sheet each year, just clone and start over. Love it, love it, love it. Kim says, I have a quilting business. I sent a picture of their quilt on the long arm. On the long arm. They love it. What's long arm? Long arm? What am I looking at? Tell me more, Kim. Tell me more. Jerry says, I use Microsoft for everything instead of Google. That's how I learned, and it seems easier. Probably just habit. And there's nothing wrong with that, Jerry. When you find a system that works for you, that's what you use. There's nothing that's, like I said, there's 37 ways to skin a cat. I only use 2 of them. It's what you got to do to make it work for it. You're awesome. Who, me? Couldn't be. And who I I'm not awesome. I'm just a guy who's sharing information that we've struggled with before, and hopefully, if I can give somebody some knowledge to be 10 times more successful than us, that's the goal. But we do appreciate that. How you can help us? Like, subscribe, share. That's what you can do, or any of our links. Jeff, I do that, but don't have all the info loaded in the Google Workplace. Are you going to offer bulk discounts on joining the Makers, Movers, and TRW groups? What you talking about, Renee? Bulk discounts on what? Give me a little more info. I started on Lotus. I'm not saying she's ancient, but just saying. Just saying. Same here, Jerry. It comes down to being quicker and easier to back up to different places. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Lotus scares me. Scott tried to teach me it. I can now open it. Love it. Let Corey vent. Yeah, Corey's venting all right. I'm trying to make things easier, and sometimes I don't do that for it. Barb, you have spreadsheets in Excel, don't you? Points don't work on the new design. That is 100% correct. Um, uh, no, I didn't, because to be honest with you, Jerry, I don't have the bandwidth to go in, and it is a very low thing on the totem pole for me to go in and spend an hour trying to figure out what it's done. So it's on the list. I just haven't got to it yet because it is over here on this one. And Jerry, I love my Excel. I made a spreadsheet when I worked for Comair Airlines that took a 5-day project down to 3 hours. I didn't tell anyone that, but that's beside the point. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Jeff. Don't know what you're talking about. Listen, we don't get paid for how fast we can do something. We get paid for the knowledge for how fast we can do something, right? So just because it takes me 5 minutes doesn't mean that you're paying for the knowledge of why it only took me 5 minutes. Does anyone have a video recommendation to watch to create systems? I love this, but I'm a visual person. Gosh, we can probably find you a bunch of videos on it. One of the best things that I can suggest is pick out a system that you want to learn more about. Customer intake. Let's pick that one. Between Google and the Tube, we can find stuff that kind of gets you there that you're doing it. And a lot of people are using Google on the workspace because it is, a very value pocket friendly option. And there's a ton that you can do with it. Let's see. Jeff, you knew, right? You knew that was a very thing. Okay, it's a very large quilting machine. Now I know. Now I know. Jerry, you know me. I just love to be able to do. Oh, probably not. And the main reason being is because on the YouTube side of things, we can't really discount through things that way. Like I can't, if you're on the YouTube membership, strike that. If you're in our mentorship community, I can't share the YouTube membership with you because you have to be a member in order, even if I sent the link, you still have to be a member of that level to be able to get it. So it might have to work the other way around where you become a member at this, but things are changing and we're figuring out how we can kind of make things work all the way around with it. Gosh, I found a bunch of information on YouTube. I'm a YouTube to the bottom of stuff. Sometimes the biggest thing is look at when dates were published. You may see something that has 4 million views. And you're like, okay, that's what I'm going to watch. Maybe it was from 8 years ago. And so it's not relevant to today. So I usually will search for something and then I will sort by date. And then I will kind of look back and see because some of the stuff is newer, some of the stuff is older, and it goes through it. And when this says Notion has a ton of pre-made templates for business you can use. Love it, love it, love it. So that's what we got for you today. Like I said, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, except next Monday. Next Monday's a holiday. This won't be here for that. We're talking social media on Friday. We have, I'm going to post the link again for tonight's webinar where we're going to talk about using, being inspired by trending designs and how we can recreate those. So I'm going to post that link down here. That is at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is my shameless plug. Hey, that's what we got to do, right? Help keep the lights and mics on, pay the bills, keep everybody happy. We got to share links and use those, share those through it. We've also got the mini pack that was dropped last night. So we'll copy that and put that in here for it. And you should be able to see all of these in the description or else we have there for it. And then the cameos, right? We all want the cameos. You can still go through and find that. And then don't forget over at Fat Dad Print Co, you can save 25% off a DTF order using the code TRW25. Now, use that on a real order. Don't use it on a single foot gang sheet. Okay. Everybody have an amazing day. And until next time, peace, love, press on. We will see you.